Live. We're recording. And here we go.
Welcome to the Tom Bernard Podcast with the family and
co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Bryant Bernard.
And Kristen Burt.
See, wonderful. Look at all those comments already. Just seeing you on the screen, they're all commenting.
Hello. Yep. Good
What do you
morning,
think of that
everybody.
action? Okay, two things. What?
Two things.
No, I just, for some reason, I don't know why they do this. Kristen, maybe you know why they do things like this, but I always go through all the news channels that I can, now everything from YouTube to CNN and MSNBC and Fox, and I go through all of it to see what's going on. At least three of them, not the big television ones, but three different news organizations reported that Cher died this morning. Well, she didn't. How does that happen? She didn't die. She's 80 years old now, I guess.
Is she really?
She is 79.
79, okay. But she didn't die. Why do they do things like that? Report somebody.
But where did it start? See, this is the problem.
I don't know.
And I see this from even just an entertainment journalism perspective. Like, people will see something, and Facebook is the worst of this, because you're allowed to do AI stories now. So people are doing AI stories. Yeah.
Yep.
And so they're probably like, Cher died. And then everyone's like, oh my God, Cher died. And then they share it. And then it becomes a game of telephone. And because Facebook is not monitoring AI, like, look at photos, because oftentimes they're like, so-and-so is pregnant. And you're like, they're not pregnant. They haven't been pregnant in 5 years, or something like that. And people are believing, because let's say I create an account that says Real Source Entertainment News as an account. And then I make up an AI story. And then I'll make up a story about you guys. I'll be like, Tom and Catherine are divorcing. And guess what? That thing will spread like wildfire on social media.
Oh, according to Margaret, Giorgio Armani died. So
that is true.
So there
that
is
actually true.
Didn't even know he was still alive.
Here's 91.
I didn't either. He had had a short illness, so he didn't show up at the Milan Fashion Week. So I think that was kind of the hint for
Well, 91, most illnesses tend to be short, I think.
That's
He
true.
made some beautiful suits. I know that.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Now, one other thing before we jump in. The reason that I'm not really, I didn't vote in the last election, as you know. I think I pointed that out to you before. And, I've been kind of trying to find my space. I got a couple of friends where I suppose we're pretty centrist and all the rest of it. But the perfect story came through this morning as to why I can't pick either Democrats or Republicans to be my source of news or how to run the country or whatever the situation is. There was a story released, and they did it apparently yesterday. I guess that's what it's all about. There was a big story written. I thought I could remember who wrote it, but it's nobody you know anyway. But they went to a campus. I believe it was out in your neck of the woods there, sister. So it was either UCLA, USC, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they released a story about, it was all really good news. Okay. And they said this was just released by Barack Obama. He thinks this is where we should go and blah, 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 blah. And they said, oh God, it's great. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. We read the thing. It's a great idea. Then they flipped the switch. An hour later, they told everybody it was the exact same story, by the way. And they all read it, and they told everybody that Donald Trump wrote it. Every person hated it. This is why I'm not political.
Well, college students don't go by policy.
No,
they go by names. College students are like the last people you should look for when it comes to intelligent political opinion.
Right.
But they do that on social media too. They do, like, here's a statement, like, look, Joe Biden said blah, 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 blah. And it's something like outrageous. And then people will be like, of course, that's Joe Biden, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll say the same outrageous statement, which legitimately came out of Donald Trump's mouth. And people are like, well, I understand why he said that. So
see, this is what I'm saying.
It is, people are just like programmed to not be critical thinkers. It just has to do. And these are full grown adults, not even college students. So we're seeing this just in the general population of people not being able to realize that you shouldn't subscribe to one party. You should honestly.
I agree.
I'm at this place where I'm like, no one's doing anything. And I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen to the country, because I'm like, we're just, as Americans in general, the people who are supposed to be in office serving us, both parties, because I live in California where it's, a super majority of Democrats, nobody's doing anything state level, national level. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a couple of birthdays.
We have a couple of birthdays.
Dan Rasmussen, our son-in-law.
It's Dan's birthday.
And Bill from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Bill
It's his
from the chat's birthday.
too.
And I think Cassie's birthday was last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Oh, is that right?
We missed that one.
Oh, sorry, Cassie.
I thought we did bring that up last week. I think we did, actually.
Maybe we did.
Last 2 weeks have been a blur for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been kind of sick. There's no
sure
question about that. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, Kristen, that if you're in the news writing business, what do you do? Because do you just leave the Trump Obama names out of it, just so
they never leave the names out of it.
They'll never leave out of it.
I think
I
it
don't
just
know.
on your publication. I think you're directed or you're hired because of your political beliefs, not because of your
I suppose,
journalistic abilities.
I don't understand how you can just all of a sudden hate something that everybody else loved just because they told you who wrote it. It's weird.
You have to realize, like, every president, no matter what party, is going to do good things for the country and bad things for the country. And that's, you have to collectively look at what policy actually benefited Americans at large. And, maybe what policies harmed Americans at large. And I mean, I feel like at this point, everyone's just chasing the dollar, chasing lobbyists and not looking. Like, I personally just don't understand why corporations are getting massive tax cuts.
Yeah.
But Americans aren't. I mean, that just seems to be a simple policy that I'm like, I don't understand that.
Because they're the ones that feed the coffers of the politicians.
Right. Exactly.
No, that is basically true. But I will say this. I mean, Kristen, Catherine, Andy, would you agree with this? And listeners?
And also Mike Bryant.
Oh, Michael Bryant's with us. There you go. How you doing?
Hello. Hi.
Good morning.
So
Mike's driving down the highway.
Are you driving?
No, not at all. Not at all.
The power lines were just moving behind.
Driving on a podcast and holding a pen.
I think
I don't think that's what
I think a truck drove by him and it looked like
Oh.
the background going.
Yeah, I was in the courthouse down in southern Minnesota, and I'm out safely stopped. Everything, no control of the car. I've got everything turned off, and I am sitting here.
The good news is you're in no danger of overheating today. So
No,
that's true. You won't be sweating today.
yeah, it was 43 degrees this morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be like 94 here today.
I get up and I put on shorts and a t-shirt and I look at the weather and I'm like, it's
sweatshirts and jeans.
It's 10 degrees away from freezing.
My brother's up in Park Rapids and he said they've turned the heat on in the cabin.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
We've been having our fireplace on the past week in the morning.
I have my AC blasting right now.
I know. It's a little different.
Just to wrap things up very quickly, we were just finishing a story talking about how different people hear a story differently. If their person did it, they love it. If the opponent did it, they hate it. It's the exact same copy, exact same thing, but just it all depends on who wrote it, whether I like it or not. But I will tell you one thing that goes on in America, but I still can't think of one place I would rather live than the United States of America.
Yes,
I've been in places I love. We were just over in England, but we were in Cornwall, and we were nowhere near
London.
the trouble.
Yeah.
Well, we went to London to catch the airplane, but
yeah, we stayed one night in London.
But I can't think of any place I'd rather live in the United States of America. I mean, I like, some of the places I've been and all the rest of it. There are a lot of places I've never been. I've never been to South America, so I don't know what that's like. But I just think you can complain about the United States of America all you want, but where do you want to live that's so much better, right?
Yeah.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger's message that he
Is it?
spreads everywhere. Yeah, that this is the greatest country in the world, and everybody he meets wants to come here, and that this is a great place.
Well, he
Well,
came
it
here for
is.
he's Austrian.
He's Austrian. Yeah.
Austria, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought Austria was a nice place to
Well,
live, but maybe not.
Well, it's pretty interesting when you open up the doors, who comes running in or who goes running out.
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's
running here.
true.
Nobody's running
That's
out.
very
That's very true.
So,
no question about it. But
Right.
yeah, I just, in a way, it made me seeing people read the exact same thing, and then when they revealed who wrote it, they would either love it or hate it. What? Either you like it or you don't, right?
No, they don't even
No.
hear. I don't think they hear what's being said. They just hear the
Yeah.
name
yeah,
attached.
like I said, it's to carry around your bag of words.
Yeah, I
And
suppose
those are the
that is
words that
true.
you
Hmm.
listen to.
I suppose that is true. There's
Yep.
no question about it. I just, I don't know. Like I said, I love living in America, travel around quite a bit, go to Florida, come here. We do all kinds of stuff. It's just, if you're not happy, why do you live here? Right?
Well,
Why'd you-
I mean, there are a lot of Americans that are trying to get second passports. That has become a very big thing. So
To go where?
Europe, I think a lot of people are getting European passports.
Why? Europe has the biggest problem they've ever had with
Yeah.
politics.
I think a lot of people prefer having healthcare situations that are better than the United States for
They
a lot
are?
of them. Yeah.
So if you're a dual citizen, do you get to go wherever you want and get free healthcare? Is that
You can apply, you can actually get like an international healthcare plan, but you will be served by the national, like their national healthcare
Mhm.
system, but you pay into it, but it is a fraction of the cost of what you would pay here in the United States.
Well, Kath and I were just talking about that because I do have to get moving here because I haven't been to a doctor in about 3-4 years.
2?
Well, two.
Yep.
I thought
2
it was
years.
longer than that.
No.
But I'll be 74 years old in a couple of months, and I feel great. And I try to behave. Well, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do a lot of heroin or anything.
Not
like
a lot
that.
of it.
Not a lot of heroin.
Just a
Yeah,
little.
that's exactly right.
Reasonable amount.
So I think maybe once in a while people should sit down on a Thursday morning and go, God, things are actually pretty good. I have nothing to complain about. Things are pretty good, right?
We have a question for Kristen.
We also have a
From
question
Howard.
for Tom. D Hart wanted to know what's going on with your blue shirt.
What's wrong with my blue shirt? Oh, it shows my muscles off too much.
That's
You're
probably
right.
it.
I look far too muscular wearing this shirt.
What
What do you think, Mike?
No comment.
He's just being
Yeah.
quiet. He goes, nah.
You look as you do, Tom.
What?
You look as you do. So
Oh, I thought you said you look good.
Look as you do.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you
It
so
is
much.
what it is.
So
What a-
Howard wanted to ask Kristen if she's seen the Thursday Murder Club, which we saw.
Yeah.
With Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. How are you guys liking it?
Is that has that been done before, the Thursday Murder? Because that's a series of books, right?
Series of books, yeah.
Yeah. Have they done that before? I feel like there might have been a rendition of that movie.
What movie?
Thursday
It's a series,
Murder.
Thursday Murders Club.
Club. Not with
Yeah,
that
it's a
cast.
series, not a movie.
No,
but it's the first one was like 2 hours long, wasn't it?
oh, okay. That's
Wow.
what I'm thinking. That's why I thought it was a movie, because it was 2 hours long.
Oh wait, there
Yeah,
was a
but-
movie.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's a I think it's a 4-part series. I think
Yeah, on
that's the
Netflix.
number on it. Yeah, on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Well,
Okay.
this says it's a film. It's a 118-minute movie
Okay, I don't know.
on
Oh,
Netflix
who
that just debuted in August. So I don't know.
I guess I don't know either.
Yeah, there's the novel series and a movie apparently.
Oh, well, they've done that before. They've
That's
done
true.
series and movies, especially in Europe. They do that a lot.
Michael, we have a couple of texts making sure that while you're on the show, you're not driving. They're very concerned that
Well, he's
you're
not moving
driving.
at all
He's
right
frozen.
now. He's
Yeah,
frozen.
he's
Oh,
in
now
time.
he's frozen. So there you
D
go.
Hart says he liked your blue shirt, but he doesn't see any muscles.
No, I
I
am
don't
definitely
see-
not driving. I'm definitely not driving. The car is not on. I am sitting here on my phone when just nothing going on other than just sitting here with the car not running.
In the
There you go.
50-degree weather. Although you're wearing a suit, so you should be plenty warm.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. So
When I wear a suit, I'm like just stifling the entire time. One reason I don't like to wear suits.
Well, there you have
I think
it.
you get accustomed
There you have it.
Did your thing just die?
Whose?
Or did you just turn it off? Wow. See, this is why I ordered the Pro batteries that are arriving today.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that works. Then I don't have to swap the batteries
We got it all
mid-show.
covered. It's not a problem. Oh, Michael, did anybody? You know what the Mimi is, don't you? Are you frozen
I think
again?
he's frozen in
Looks
time.
I think he's
frozen.
frozen again.
That he's
Oh, there
thinking
he is.
very hard.
He's
I'm trying to get to the bottom of this Murders Club on Netflix. So I was looking over at my
Oh.
Netflix account because
Oh.
I'm almost positive it's like 3 or 4 of them that are coming out right
Really?
now.
Yeah.
Well-
Netflix is likely doing a second movie, is what it says.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's just like a series of movies. So it's like Harry Potter, basically.
Yeah.
They're lined up because the books are already out. So that sort of thing.
Well, I don't know what the UK would ever do without Helen Mirren because she's in absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And she's great. She's great in everything. And Pierce Brosnan, how old is he now?
Can't be too young.
Early
No, he's gotta be-
70s,
Yeah.
Early 70s.
Is he
yeah.
that old? No.
late 60s.
No, he's 72.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
like, it feels like early 70s would be. Yeah.
Wow. So wait, when he was in Goldeneye, he was kind of older then, huh?
Yeah. Yep. He was older than the
53,
normal Bond.
95. He was 42 when he was in Goldeneye.
Oh, wow.
What was your
you have
question, though, Tom?
it. No, I forgot my question because a lot of things happen.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
I was
then.
going to ask you a question. Oh, yeah. Here's my question. You know what the Mimi is?
Oh.
Demini?
Mimi, M-I-M-I.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, they want the whole family and all the advertisers to go on a trip down the river next week. You have any interest in doing that?
We're going down the
Oh,
river.
you're talking about we did that last year, and because of my trial and a couple other things that are going on, we declined.
But
Oh, you got
they
a
moved
trial?
it to next Tuesday, so maybe you can come now.
Oh, I thought so. It's a different date than we were originally asked about.
Maybe we should take this to like texts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can do that. That's
Ask me off air. We don't need
Yeah.
to.
This is
Need to give
social
them a target.
calendaring.
Yeah, we
I
don't
just
need to give them a target.
because we had a nice time when you were on there last year. It was supposed to be today, but it's going to start pouring at about 4:00.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
I wasn't with you. I wasn't with you last time. I don't think.
Where were
went
you,
there-
you backstabber?
I don't know. I was there with Pat. But
Oh,
no,
God.
you weren't there when we went.
You know how much I miss Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine's cousin.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we had a guy. Did you ever meet Pat Kristen Burt?
I didn't.
He was an amazing salesperson. I mean, that guy could sell anything.
You were never on the show with him?
Not
Yeah,
that I
he-
remember.
He
He-
popped on a lot.
He used to come on every so often. He would just show up. Usually
Yeah.
around
You'd have
Christmas.
to look. You'd have to look it up and see if we were
Usually
on
with a
together.
giant meat platter or something.
But
or a
he,
box of Killabrew.
he
Root
wa-
beer.
was that a year or two ago that he died?
Oh, I think it's at least 2.
Is it 2 years?
Well, it would have been a
Probably
year and a
now.
half. It was Christmas
Yeah.
2023, I think.
Oh, so it's coming
Yeah.
up on 2 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. Well, we'll talk about the BB because if you could come out Tuesday, that'd be great. We'd love
Okay.
to have. All right. So what else is going on, Kristen Burt?
Well, this is kind of interesting. I was speaking of Netflix. I was watching a documentary last night, and I can't stop thinking about it. And it's a big buzz right now on social media. It's called Unknown Caller, the high school catfish, and it is unbelievable. It's about a small town, I believe, in Michigan, and someone starts getting like unknown texts. They don't know who the person is sending them, but they're really awful. Like, you know, your boyfriend's cheating on you, all like the high school stuff, but then they start to escalate like you should kill yourself. And it becomes, and this is a real true story, and everyone lives. I just want to say that because I don't want to, the suicide thing is always stressful, but I don't want to give away the twist as to who is doing it, but it gets to the level of like the school gets involved, the local police get involved, the FBI gets involved. And they let this go on for over 20 months. The parents are like, we're just not going to like take away their phones or change their phone number. And you're sitting there thinking, why? Because they're like, well, we want the person to get caught. Well, eventually the person does get caught. And who it is astonishing. my jaw dropped, and I don't want to ruin the twist for people to watch it because it takes such a twist, but it is a real life story. It's an 1.5-hour documentary film on Netflix called Unknown Caller.
Oh,
Hey, I
boy.
changed my phone number because I was getting spam. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
this is
And this
boring.
wasn't spam. This stuff
And
was
this is targeted, so it's like, yeah, it's
right. This was targeted. Just a warning that some of the text, because they actually read off all of the texts that were involved in the case, they're graphic. So, sexually graphic at times, just so people know there are, suicidal ideations and things like that. So just be cautious with that. But I want to say that it is astonishing how it plays out. And they kind of give you a little summary as to where everybody is today. And you're just like, how? It's unbelievable.
sounds like
People are saying, oh, my wife watched it last weekend. She thought it was solid. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom says it's good. TFFI is Tom. I know that much. And then D Hart says it was awesome. So yeah, apparently people liked it.
Oh, okay. We'll have to watch that.
Yeah. Just warning.
Years ago, we had a startup on, and you could subscribe to them, and they
Bot Slammer or whatever it was called.
Yeah, bot something.
What were they called?
It would
Robo Killer.
Robo Killer.
Yes.
Alex downloaded it, and she said she used it for like 6 months, and now she gets 0 spam calls. I used it, and it just blocked everything. I don't know what I did wrong, but everybody was trying to call me, and I'm like, everything was blocked. And I didn't have good luck with it, but she had great luck with it. Is that still a thing? Or did they sell out to some huge tech company for billions of dollars?
They still exist. I know that on the internet, if you look up a number, RoboKiller will pop up and say, hey, this is a spam call.
Well, one thing is that a lot of phones just do that now. Like my phone has a built-in, it'll tell me if it's a scam call or
Verizon has that, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get scam likely, but it still comes through.
Well, yeah, it's going to come through, so you can decide whether or not you want to, but you can just decline it. Or what I do is I just don't do anything. I let it ring through because then they're more likely to flag it as a dead phone number.
Yeah. Well, I think the that app went a step further. It's like they would answer it and engage in a fake way with the caller so that they really did not want to call you back anymore because it was wasting their time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Hello.
I'm here.
Everyone just all of a sudden went silent. I was like, what's happening?
You guys had a conversation going. I was going to shut up. I wasn't going to cut and jump in on you. I don't do
I looked
that.
over at you and you're like,
I have a tiny little update to the Howard Stern mystery that's been going on.
Oh, yeah.
Scott Greenstein, who's the president, chief content officer of SiriusXM, was basically like, we're in the Howard Stern business. We're still working out the contract. The contract does not end until December. It's $100 million for 5 years. So I feel like it's been inflated in the news, but it was originally a 5-year deal at $100 million. So it could be less than that.
So it's not $100 million per year.
Mm-mm.
Okay. That makes more sense.
It makes more sense.
Oh, because they reported he was making $100 million a year.
That's what I heard. But I mean, he probably was 30 years ago, but.
Let me look. 5-year deal. Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. It's $100 million a year. You're correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
$100 million a year.
$500 million, $100 million a year. But they said they want to create new terms for the contract and they think that they will get there, but it is going to be based on different things than the 5-year deal was.
Well, the problem that they have is he now has, I believe, an average of 125,000 listeners a show. That is nowhere near enough people to pay that bill. Not even close.
No.
Well, no. I
mean, but they also count. You have to remember that they also count people who listen after the fact too. So, when you look at something like that, if you're watching something live, they also count +7 now. So people who are watching on streaming. So they count it kind of on a 7-day ratings skew now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Radio and Sirius is on car radios, correct?
It's satellite.
It's mostly in the car, though.
But it's mostly in the car, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's an app. So like if I'm not in the car, let's say to listen to Stern, I can listen to it later in the day. And that's why they have like that +7 rating. Just means 7 days. They give it a whole week for people to listen to the episodes.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, it was a different situation because KQ was the only morning show that slaughtered him. I mean, he had nobody listening to him when I was at KQ. It was weird.
Did any other markets come close to getting him out of there?
Nope. He's worked everywhere but there. But I think the reason for that is, and I could run this by Kristen and Mike, I ignored him 100%. I didn't talk about him at all. I didn't complain about what he said about me. I just ignored him. And he was gone within like 3 to 6 months, something like that.
That's how I feel about a lot of things on social media. If everybody wouldn't keep reposting these obnoxious people, they would just go away. We'd all be spared.
It's a weird deal. There's no question about that. I just, Howard, God bless you. You changed radio forever. There's no question. I've never met Howard Stern. I don't know anything about him.
It's crazy that you guys haven't crossed paths in some shape or form. It's interesting. Maybe not now, but back in the 90s and things like that, you would think.
No question about it. So it's just, I don't know. Howard will do what Howard will do. He's got to be a billionaire at this point. If he was making $100 million a year for 25 years.
Like I said, I question whether or not all that went to him or that was just the show's production budget. Yeah. Because the marketing alone, they have to be spending so much money just keeping it afloat.
Well, and I'm going to ask, are his talent producers, is that all coming out of the $100 million budget, which is entirely possible because I know that with the Netflix deals that they did, like take a look at the Obamas or Meghan and Prince Harry, that $100 million deal that they got would include like the cost of their talent, the cost of production, the cost of the shows. So they would take a salary out of that, but it would also include everything that they needed to produce their shows.
Right. Because the entire, I don't know how many people are on his show, but I would have to guess that a show like that, you've probably got 30 employees behind the scenes.
Right. Is he paying like Robin? Is he paying? Yeah. All of those people. Right. I'm going to guess it's coming out of that $100 million.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's most likely.
Not, we're probably looking at closer to 150 million a year. And that would just, 100 million is already ludicrous, but 150 is, I can't imagine they would be paying that much.
No, I would say the contract is probably going to get smaller. And I think that's what Sirius was hinting at. And they were also just saying, we think we'll make a deal. Stern's coming back September 8th. So we'll see what he has to say because he's been on summer break. But, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's honestly much ado about nothing.
Yeah, Andy Jacobson says 90 employees.
90?
If that's true, that's also ridiculous.
Holy
90
Hannah.
employees to do a
Well, they probably
radio
have
show?
a coffee guy and a
really.
And that's where Sirius will be like, nah, we're going to cut the budget. And, there'll be layoffs because that is what's happening across the board in any type of entertainment, news in general.
Oh, yeah. Every industry had that intern who was getting paid 6 figures to give everyone a sandwich every morning and then go
get the dry cleaning.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to have a wig master.
Wig master.
No,
I would love to know what he looks like without his wig.
I think there was a photo that was online.
He wears a wig?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's a wig.
That's a wig he wears.
Huh.
Yeah, the wig.
I don't know that whole situation. That I've never understood that whole deal. It's like everybody just be quiet. We'll do the show and it'll be fine. Howard got he got really political, which was a huge mistake. Why, if you're on a signal that big as Sirius XM, why would you want to pick sides in any political fight?
But they talked about, this is if anyone wants to read it, it's a Hollywood Reporter article, because I think they just signed it. Stephen Smith, am I correct that he's the sports guy?
Stephen Smith?
I think that's right, yeah.
Only sports guy I know is Bob Sansevier.
You're like, what? But who has gotten political as well. And they're saying, well, he's such an extraordinary voice, like we'll hire him anyway, because they did ask about some of Stephen's very specific political beliefs, but they're just like, it draws ratings. So
yep,
that's true.
That's
but
what
it
they're
also
looking for.
chases people away, doesn't it?
Look at the news stations that were so political. They were drawing huge numbers until basically the last 2 years.
Well, MSNBC is a perfect example.
People got tired of it, I think.
Sick to death of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's always, that's the thing. I can't stand watching, let's say, The View, but The View does have an audience, and there's an audience, and they're, they've got, even though they're like, we're, totally like got every perspective represented on this. They don't really, but I can't stand listening to it, and I haven't been able to listen to it for over a decade. I mean, it's been a long time since I've watched The View, but there's definitely a specific audience. My uncle, before he passed, he loved The View every day. He was like, I love Whoopi.
Really?
Yeah. And I have a friend who's in their 30s, and they're like, this is the greatest show. I'm like, really? But there is a specific audience that does want to listen to that every day.
That's funny, because I cannot pick one news show that I'd watch every day. There's no way.
No, I mean, I don't want to listen to any political noise. I don't want Fox on. I don't want MSNBC on. I don't want CNN on. I want all of that noise out of my life.
I do Fox in one ear and MSNBC in the other, and they cancel out into silence.
There you go. It's just silence.
Literally one another, like matter and antimatter.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen has to go. The clocks are ticking again. It always does.
I might have heard it ringing in the other room.
Yeah, Kristen.
See you guys later. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Kristen Burt. See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Mike, can you stick around?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, good. Excellent.
We have
got a special guest coming up, too, and I think it'll be good. You'll like this.
Yep.
We'll be right back. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands-free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let me tell you about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. When it comes to banking, it's all about trust, and that's what you get with them. They've been around since 1998. They've always made it clear they're here to give you a better banking experience with a focus on the local community. And you won't be dealing with some AI chatbot either. You'll get straight answers, quick decisions from real people that know you and your situation and are always ready to help. So if you're tired of the big national banks and want something better, stop by and see my friends at North American Banking Company. Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back. Michael Bryant on tour. So where were you this morning?
I was in court down in Meeker County.
Now, where's Meeker County? I've heard of it, but I don't know where it is.
It's Litchfield, south of St. Cloud.
Okay.
So it's out on Highway 12. Although with the road construction, it is tough to get to.
Anywhere in Minnesota, there's road construction everywhere.
There is.
My God, there's a lot going on. Downtown, I guess I haven't been down there, but I guess it's really hard to get around down there because there's so many things going on. I don't know what's happening.
Scott just drove across the country, I think.
I think so.
How are you doing?
Wow.
I'm doing good.
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
Good.
Okay, is the doctor with Scott?
So, I heard from Cassie. She said that you could reschedule for next Thursday, Dr. Aziz.
No, I'm in now. I can do the interview now.
Oh.
Okay.
That should be fine. Well, I mean, we're going to be talking about medical stuff anyway, because it is Prostate Cancer Awareness Week.
And don't forget the political and the lawyer news from Michael Bryant.
I don't know about that. Scott, you just got done with, for those that don't remember or haven't joined us before, Scott, it was last year that you did a fundraiser, right?
Could you we just got back last year,
Yep. And you raised how much money?
We raised close to $500,000 for two different 501(c)(3)s. One was zero prostate cancer, and the other one was for schizophrenia. It's a Schizophrenia and Action Alliance. So 2 different fundraisers or 501(c)(3)s that raise money for.
And you were on your bicycle for how many hours and how many miles to raise that money?
It was close to 11,000 miles. So I averaged about 60 miles a day, about 5 days a week.
Oh yeah.
God, that's unbelievable. Okay, Dr. Aziz, is it good for your health to ride a bicycle 11,000 miles?
Well, here's Scott, and he looks pretty good. So. Uh-oh.
Oh, what are you doing, Andy?
Just don't worry about it.
Oh.
Well, we're paused here.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what did you say, Dr. Aziz? Andy was changing a couple of things, so I wanted to hear it over again if you got a minute.
Yeah, I think aerobic exercise is great for us. It's great for weight loss, but I think biking in general is bad for joints. It's bad for the ankles. It's bad for usually do like a elliptic treadmill or biking.
Audio is not.
The audio is not real
could
good.
be better.
Yeah, we couldn't understand you, Doctor.
I could understand him a little bit.
I couldn't.
He says that biking.
Can you hear me better now?
No, we got it.
I don't know.
Hey, Michael, is there somebody I can sue for this?
Well, I could understand him. He made 2 points. One, that there are a number of helpful benefits, but there are also issues with your joints and other issues that can come up with biking that far. So he talked about both the negatives and the positives of such a long bike ride.
Scott, you just got done with was it an Ironman thing with Katie? What did you just get done doing?
That was actually Hopkins Royal Tri, which is my first triathlon. I did the mini tri, as swimming's not my strong point.
Okay.
So we did that, and I spoke at that as well to raise awareness for prostate cancer. And I'll also be speaking at the end of the month at the Headwaters 100, it's a 100-mile bike ride out of Park Rapids. I'll be speaking at that as well. So
that's pretty interesting. Scott, did you say that you were working on helping people out with schizophrenia?
Yeah, I actually, when I was going through chemotherapy, I got that phone call that no parent ever wants to get. My son had died from suicide, and we later found out that he had schizophrenia. So it's these 2 things that have so profoundly impacted my life that we wanted to shine a light on. So.
No, that makes total sense. Dr. Aziz, do you ever deal with that kind of thing?
I live in New York City. A lot of people have mental health issues, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety. And of course, sometimes you see people also with more severe, diseases like schizophrenia or manic depression and so on.
Yeah, I just, I don't know, Scott, I don't know if you know this, Dr. Aziz doesn't. Michael Bryant knows because I've talked to him. But when I was a little boy, I believe I think 5 or 6, when it was discovered my father was schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never even heard of it before. I'm only 5 years old, so I guess that would make sense.
Yep.
But
it's
schizophrenia
rare.
is what's that?
It's pretty rare, really. I mean, there's not. It's not.
It's not super common. No.
But I mean, the thing about it is, and the family knows this, Dr. Aziz and Scott, I believe 7 years old. So about a year and a half, 2 years later, they literally had to come and drag him out of our house in a straight jacket. And 7 years old, watching your dad wheeled out the back door, and he's screaming and spitting and yelling, and he's all bound together. He's on a, oh, Mike, am I boring you? Mike starts yawning. That's real nice.
No, not at all. I just had to get up early to drive through all the road construction out to Meeker. But no, this is a very compelling story.
No, I mean, the reason I bring it up is, Scott, they must have made some huge strides, because that was 65 years ago.
Right.
And it was really hideous. I will tell you that. He just never recovered from it. Matter of fact, it got worse and worse, and he died at 60. So have they made some, also Dr. Aziz, you could comment on this. Have they made they've had to have made some big moves in the right direction for schizophrenics, I would think.
Yes, actually, there are a lot of medications right now, but we're seeing now a rise also in psychosis and schizophrenia with the use of recreational drugs now, with the legalization of pot all over. So if people smoke a little bit more or have a little too much, you can have also people are predisposed to a psychotic episode, which is not a good thing. But there are a lot of advances right now, a lot of medications that can help. And it happens later in life, like you said, like with your dad. Somebody could be totally normal up to age 30, 40, and then they can get their first psychotic episode, which is very traumatizing for the person and the family. It's just life-changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want you to know, as a 5-6-year-old boy, I really had a wonderful run up until I was about 35 years old, wondering when it was going to nail me.
Yeah.
Well, me too. I remember until I was like 20 years old, we were just like on constant schizo watch. That was fun.
It was, yeah. I guess it had to be what it had to be.
Scott, right now you look just like Richard Dreyfuss.
That's funny. I've been told over the years.
Are we talking to Richard Dreyfuss here?
That is a compliment. No question.
That's funny. I've been told over the years I look like Pete Rose, Mike Rowe.
Really, not Richard Dreyfuss? I think you're
never
definitely...
heard that one. And also, back in the day when the Incredible Hulk. So I look like the Incredible my face or whatever. So yeah, never Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, Scott. So when were you diagnosed with prostate cancer?
That was late in 2017. I was diagnosed. I had my prostate removed early in 2018. My PSA never went to undetectable. So then I went through, I think it was, I want to say 6 weeks of radiation and on Lupron. And then it went undetectable for about a year, and then it started ticking up again. So then I went through chemotherapy and on Lupron. And that kind of took care of it for about close to 3 years. And it actually, when I was on the bike trip, I went back for my doctor appointment at the Mayo Clinic, and it started ticking up again. And there was some small spots in my shoulder and one in my rib. And so they hit that with spot radiation. And then I was on every 6 months that I had to go in. And then he wanted to see me every 3 months. Now I go in to the Mayo Clinic every 3 months. They do a PET scan on me, and get Lupron shot again. So that's where I'm at now.
Dr. Aziz and Scott and Michael Bryant too, obviously. Is it a sign of? I mean, does intelligence and ability have anything to do with schizophrenia? I mean, does it tend to attack people more? I don't know. I've never understood, because my father was a brilliant man, and it drove him. I mean, he was like a barking dog by the end of his life. So is a level of intelligence, does that have anything to do with schizophrenia at all?
More of a genetic component. If people have a family history of schizophrenia, it can happen in the families, but really we don't know. But I would say it's up to 50% genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And schizophrenia is like you said, Tom, it's a hideous disease. I mean, it's it affects not just the person that has schizophrenia, but the entire family.
Oh yeah,
is affected, and it. When my son was young, he was in his teens. I knew there was something, but we didn't know what. He was very socially awkward, very quiet, and so I always worried about him more than the other kids. So it and then people look at you like you did something, like you didn't raise your kid right.
Oh yeah.
Margaret in the chat says she has an older cousin who's schizophrenic who's been a ward of the state since he was in his 20s, and he's now in his 50s.
Oh God!
So that can get pretty bad.
Yeah. So it's really hideous.
Do they understand what causes it, Scott? Why it happens in the first place?
Well, I feel like schizophrenia is actually maybe because my son has schizophrenia, it feels like more people are being diagnosed with it. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard the connection between, like drugs like cannabis, they
sure.
say might have some correlation there. I don't know for sure, but it feels like it's maybe because we're just discovering it more now. I don't know, but and the drugs for schizophrenia, they do work. But like in my son's case, he was on the drugs and they were working, but as a young man, they have effects on you, like ED, and no young man wants to take something that's going to affect him that way. And so he went off the medication, and that's when it happened. But, so my hope is through raising awareness and funds that better medication is discovered. Now, I don't know when that'll ever happen, but I'm hopeful. So
I know compliance with medicine in schizophrenia is very, very low because of this extremely wide array of side effects.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it depends. There's a lot of different medicines, and we've come a decent way since, like the 30, 40 years ago, but it's still, you're still taking antipsychotics and they're still going to make you feel not good.
Right.
Yeah, I've talked with people that have, they don't call it bipolar anymore. They call it something else.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what the term is, but when they take their meds, they're absolutely fine, but they feel flat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they really like those highs that they get.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they want those, but they just don't want the depressive part of it. But the drugs take them and just make them feel very flat. So they go off them all the time too, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, is there a legal side to this whole thing? There must be, the behavior must cause some legal problems, I would think.
Well, yeah, there's an array of legal problems. There's the legal problems that come up with people's actions. There's legal problems that come up with people's commitments because they're not taking their drugs. So yeah, there's a number of different layers that come up.
Lately, I've been seeing articles about how strong cannabis is now, and that cannabis is definitely driving.
How it used to be.
Like a lot of these videos that you're seeing about people that just lose their minds on an airplane, or all of a sudden just start screeching around in air. It seems like when they're in a stressful situation, and they're thinking that it could be because they're doing cannabis, and it's so strong now.
Do they know what level is still? I got to believe you get much above 5-10 milligrams, it's going to cause some problems, I would think. But some people I know do 50 to 100 milligrams of cannabis.
It just cannot be good for you.
How can you even function? I couldn't, I guarantee you that. But
it's like people who can down, 5 bottles of vodka a day.
That's
true. You don't just start with 5 bottles of vodka. You work your way up.
But even when you work your way that high, even no matter how high your tolerance is, there's no way you're functioning properly with a BAC that's just like constantly around 1.0. No. There's just no way.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Because your BAC, the amount of alcohol you metabolize, it increases, but your BAC is still going up.
Yeah.
You can just cope around it more, basically. So it's like you're still getting affected by it.
I suppose we better take a quick break here. Can you all stick with us for another 10-15 minutes?
Yep.
Dr. Aziz, you good?
Yes, 10 minutes.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. As a matter of fact, right after this. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Michael Aziz with us, Scott with us, Mike with us, Catherine, Bandy, everybody's here.
Dude, even Daisy, you can't see her. She's down under my desk.
Dr. Aziz, you wanted to talk specifically about some, I guess, traumas or conditions that people have to deal with. Are they getting any better?
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, I was just told you were on.
He's talking about anti-aging.
Yeah, talking about anti-aging and things like that.
Yeah, in my book, The Ageless Revolution, I talk about the epidemic of age-related diseases happening in this country. I mean, we have mental issues, we also have high blood pressure, we have diabetes, we have the lowest lifespan in the Western world at 76. And my book, The Ageless Revolution, is about getting us back on track. Um, I was motivated to write my book because we had 10 times the mortality of Japan and South Korea with COVID-19. You're talking, guys, today about psychosis and so on. We have so many people now on the wrong track with the use of recreational drugs. Luckily, we're drinking less alcohol, but we still have a long way to go to improve our health in this country.
It's rather interesting because I was just talking to Catherine about I stopped drinking alcohol about, and what's funny is it's come up a few times this week because the listeners who've been listening to me for 54 years, I guess, remember when it happened and all the rest of it. I stopped drinking about, was it 15 or 16 years ago?
I think it's around 15.
15 years.
It was right before the podcast started, right? So that would have been about 13 years.
No, it's longer than that.
Was it?
No,
Well,
I
Michael,
thought the podcast was going at the time. Maybe.
I thought it was too.
I thought so too.
so it's only 13 years. I'm trying to grab 2 years of praise.
You're getting extra credit.
I'm getting extra credit. But it just, for some reason, I don't know why this is. It just came up on social media yesterday that I don't drink anymore. And am I ever going to start drinking again? It's so weird how that happens, that people start talking to you about things like that. And then you pop on the show and you end up talking about it on the show too. It's, I don't know. It just, is it that time of the year where it kind of easing into, well, when I woke up this morning, it was what, 42?
Yeah, it's pretty chilly.
Is that what it was, Andy? 42
yeah,
degrees?
it was 42, 43, yeah.
42, 43 degrees. I mean, I don't know if that's what it was all about or whatever, but did a lot of people go from alcohol to cannabis and then started abusing that? Is that what happened?
Yeah, about 54% now of adults in the United States are drinking less, which is a good thing. People are aware of the negative of alcohol or health. People don't have to socialize and drink at the same time. But I think with the legalization of pot, more people are using recreational drugs, and they think it's safer. Of course, they're less addicting, but then again, they're predisposed to psychosis. It can happen in 1%, and it's not a good thing because you're also exposed to the fumes of the cigarettes and so on, and that's also going to cause lung damage and so on. So people have to embrace a healthy lifestyle from every angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of mental health, we just had a huge tragedy here in Minneapolis with the school shooting.
Yes,
not
exactly.
the church, actually. But Scott, I didn't know that Katie's cousin was one of the shooting victims. She's also in surgery. Is she doing better?
You know, she just went through another surgery yesterday. Katie was waiting to hear details on that. She did hear from her cousin, and it said the surgery went well.
Good.
That they were worried about like aneurysms or some kind of aneurysms, and that wasn't there, so they were happy about that.
Okay.
But she is still critical, but stable. We're all praying for her. She's a 12-year-old girl, absolute sweetheart with her whole life in front of her. And it's just just a sad day for everybody, for sure.
It's such a sad day, and it hit so close to home. I mean, I had no idea that we knew somebody that was related to one of the shooting victims. And then Alex, our daughter's daughter, Fawn, she knows a little girl who was grazed by a bullet. But thank God she just had to have a couple of stitches. But I mean, that's two people. Close, very close to home. It's terrifying. It really is. So, mental health is a huge crisis in America, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say that absolutely. I mean, that's mental health needs to be a focus for sure.
I just there was an article that popped up, and a bunch of listeners sent it to me, that in the last 2.5 years, 10 what's the condition again that they all
transgender?
Yeah, you can't. What would you refer to transgenderism as? It's not really a condition. It's a.
What? That's the hard part, isn't it?
Yeah,
how do we define it as?
I don't know how to define that whole situation, but in the last 2.5 years, 10 people who went through a transgender flow in their life or whatever have killed someone. In the last 2.5 years, 10 transgender people have killed somebody.
I mean, there's a lot of murder in America. So
there is.
10 in 2 years is actually a fairly low number, I would say.
But what would the drive? So you didn't like who you were, or you didn't feel comfortable in your own skin, and you became transgender, and that didn't work out. So is that why they get so? I mean, what happens? They obviously don't think as young as 10 years old, 11 years old, they're not comfortable in their own skin, and then they do make the transition, and it's still a tough row to hoe, it sounds like. Is that what the situation is, Dr. Aziz? It's just a very difficult transition.
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
No.
But I think gender dysphoria is happening more. We're hearing more of gender dysphoria. I'm not sure. Is it because we're talking more about it? Is it because the moms are exposed to more pesticides?
Yeah.
And definitely when people have gender dysphoria or they transition, they have a lot of mental health issues. There is the society pressure. There is rejection from the family, rejection from society. There's depression. And so I think there's increased level of psychosis, but definitely there's increased level of depression, and there's very high level of suicide. It's a very sad story, but I don't think what we've seen has to do with anything of being transgender or gender dysphoria. I think it could be just bad luck, or it could be just we're hearing it more.
So that's what the situation is. I mean, I just looked at we've been in this for an hour already. My God, that last half hour shot by. So we've only got about 10 minutes left in the show, but I just think the fact that people want to talk about these things and will discuss these things is a really, really good idea.
Yeah, you have to. You have to talk about it.
Yeah, but I mean, are some people pushed into things they don't want to do because the family has the wrong reaction?
Well, that was part of that manifesto, but the manifesto was also very clearly written to be obfuscatory, so I wouldn't trust anything written in it, to be honest.
No, I suppose that might be true.
They clearly had a lot of mental health issues.
Yes, very clearly.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. Like I said, I'm witnessing it myself. It's not a great thing to watch. There's no question about that. But
no.
Are we ever going to be able to find a spot where people are happy with one another? Because they sure don't seem like they are right now.
Everyone's just happy with everyone? Probably not.
Not going to happen.
I don't know of any region, culture, or planet that's ever happened.
Well,
yeah, really.
I'll give you an example. Another listener sent me a piece of video, and I can't remember where it came from. I cannot remember where it came from. Doesn't matter. They said, Tom, you've got to watch this because there are all these people talking about you. And I said, why would I want to watch it? He goes, no, you got to watch it. And it's hilarious. As you watch the 5 people, I start out as the greatest, most talented man on earth. And by the time I got to number 5, I was the biggest piece of shit ever born. And I would never listen to him again. So I'm like, wait a minute.
That's pretty much the world, right?
How could we go from here to here? I mean, that's a pretty big gap right there.
I have a question for the doctor. Okay, so my understanding is that in males, if you live long enough, you're going to get prostate cancer. Is that something that I've just...
Yes, about 25% of men get prostate cancer. It doesn't kill us. It is the most common cancer apart from skin cancer. But many do not die from prostate cancer. We die of the 4 big things: heart disease, other types of cancer other than prostate, strokes, and dementia. Those are the 4 big killers in America that we have to conquer as age-related diseases. But prostate cancer is happening a lot in African American. It has to do also with that we're eating more processed meat, bacon, sausage, with the craze of the low carb and keto. So people have to be aware of that. And awareness. People have to go to the doctor to get their blood tested, the PSA, their advanced PSA test to detect early cancer. and to be on top of their health in general. And men in general don't take care of their health. They don't get the yearly physical like women do.
That's true.
Is this a new phenomenon that prostate cancer is so prevalent, or has it always been and we probably didn't diagnose it as well and it just wasn't?
It's been prevalent. It's like, again, it's the most common cancer in men apart from skin. It's just many of us do not take care of ourselves. I talked about this in my book that, COVID-19 has like two effects on us. Many people just neglected their health. Instead of it was a wake-up call for us to go to the doctor more often, get checked for everything. Many just stayed home and worked at home and gained 30, 40 pounds. It made us much more lax that we neglected our health. And that's really troubling because that was a wake-up call that they alarm us that we should be aware of everything we do to improve our health.
So, is that why you bicycle so much, Scott? Is that why?
Well, that's exactly why I did it, to raise awareness. It's like 1 in 8 men are diagnosed, maybe more, with prostate cancer in their lifetime.
Ooh,
it's crazy.
But yet, if it's a manageable if it's caught early. And there's a simple PSA test to detect prostate cancer. And it's my belief that if you have a family history, or if you're African American or Asian American, that you should get your PSA test starting at 40. With the family history, because if it is caught early, it's very manageable.
Somebody just pointed out in the chat, nobody wants to go to the doctor to try and improve our health because it costs too much now.
Ooh, what do you think?
There is some truth to that.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
I'm trying to make healthcare and anti-aging affordable for everyone. So I don't want everyone to be like Brian Johnson spending $2 million on supplements, but there are easy steps: improving someone's diet, eating healthy, taking few supplements. Fish oil can add up 4 years, 1 gram. It doesn't cost more than $10 a month. Taurine is another amino acid that can extend our life. Staying away from the chemicals, the nitrites, and so on. Exercise. Those are easy steps that don't cost a lot of money for us to live a longer life, like other countries like France and Switzerland, where they can live up to 90 in Switzerland.
Oh.
There you go. Doctor, if you don't mind, you don't have to answer me this either, but I just want to run something by you. Are you a married guy?
Yes.
You are. And you've been with the person for a long time?
10 years, yes.
10 years. Okay, because Michael, Scott, Andy, and I all have the same problem. I wonder if you have the same problem.
What's the problem?
We married a woman far too good for us. What do we do about that?
But being married is a good thing, because you also
there you go.
You don't want to be alone, because that's probably the most important thing after smoking, because we see that the countries that live a very long life, the blue zone, they have a very big social life. And the fact that you are married, if you're happily married, if you have friends, you usually have less stress, so you have less cortisol, so probably the telomeres, the end cap of the chromosomes, are longer, and they live longer. If you are single, you're going to die at an earlier age. So,
really?
Yes, of course. So that's why even having a dog can lead you to a long life, because it makes you more social. So get married or get a dog.
You got to get a dog. Well, I tell you what, we got to get the group back together. What I loved about this is that we had so many different angles and answers for every question, and none of it came up as, we can't possibly get through this. I love the fact that it's, Scott went through his deal, I through mine. We all go through things. But if, shoulder to the wheel, you can get through almost anything, can you not?
I mean, Scott, you said so when were you given the stage 4 diagnosis?
Stage 4 diagnosis was actually after I got my prostate removed. It never went to 0, and they were trying to figure out why it didn't go undetectable. And there was a PSA PET scan study going on at UCLA Medical. So we flew out there and got the PSA test, and they found prostate cancer in lymph nodes. So it had escaped outside the prostate. So the stage 4 right there. So
yeah, so you're biking 11,000 miles with that. So I mean,
I
think if you can do that, then most people can. Most people can get through a lot.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is my chemo oncologist told me when I was going through chemo that if you exercise for 60 minutes a day, 6 days a week, you could have a 250% life benefit, and so I kind of took that to heart, maybe a little overboard on the
maybe a little overboard.
Well, 60 minutes is 250%, and 120 minutes is 500%.
There you go.
Oh, Dr. Aziz must log off. He has patients to see.
Dr. Aziz, please come back sometime. We'd love to have you back
and
on.
what's the name of your book one more time?
Oh, yeah.
The Ageless Revolution, and it's about living a much longer life and living a healthy life. We covered a lot of diseases today, so that's a lot.
Yeah.
It is indeed.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Doctor. Dr. Michael Aziz, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mike Bryant with us still.
Yeah, the audio
Scott still with us.
Could have been better. Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, so if you are listening on YouTube, whether live or recorded, the audio for Dr. Aziz will be better on the audio, like the download.
Oh, you're going to clean it up?
I was cleaning up during the show, but all the EQ I was doing on the board won't show up on StreamYard on the YouTube video because it's just the raw feed from YouTube. So yes, if you had a hard time understanding him but wanted to hear what he was saying, then the best bet there is to download the show and listen there.
There you go.
And then you have somebody like Vince Flynn, who was
it took no time at all.
Yeah, I think from the time he was diagnosed till his death was maybe 6 years.
Was it even that long?
I don't even think it was that long.
I don't think it was even that long.
Because I
might be able to find
I don't remember if when he was diagnosed it had already escaped I think they call it the capsule, the prostate capsule, and was in his bones.
If it's, let's see, here we go.
And
February 2011, he was being treated for stage 3 and he died in 2013.
Yeah.
So he died, Scott. Oh, no, he's back.
Okay.
So Vince Flynn, I don't know when he was actually diagnosed, but he announced it in 2011 and he was dead in 2 years. And he announced it at stage 3.
He had it.
So it hit him really, really hard.
It hit him really hard. And he was on a bunch of hormone therapy, which really wrecked his life and made him very unhappy.
And he was only 47 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get that PSA checked.
Yeah.
I'm on hormone deprivation therapy to this day. And so I understand it does, I seem to tolerate it okay, but I mean,
he did not tolerate it well at all.
Not fun for sure.
No question. All right. Any closing words from Michael Bryant?
No, just interesting show. And I appreciate the opportunity as always, and look forward to talking to you back in studio next Thursday.
Did you make an appointment with your doctor?
I always do. I regularly do that. Yeah, that's a regular thing.
Good.
When you get great guests on, Michael, it makes it a lot easier having you on, Dr. Aziz, Scott. It just makes the show that much better.
Make sure and press that like button and subscribe.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you both very, very much. You got to go to the final break and we're done. But obviously, Michael, you can come back if you want, but the other guys I definitely want back. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, pal. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Scott,
thanks for having me.
Well, you know what? Thank you for helping people.
Yes, thank you.
A lot of people, they go, "Oh, poor me." You didn't. You stepped up and said, "Well, I'm going to use this to help other people," which is very admirable.
Thank you.
Now Mom's transmitter's dying again.
Okay,
she's got some sort of anti-battery
Scott,
field.
thank you.
Jeez.
We'll talk to you soon. Say hello to your lovely wife for us, would you please?
I will do that.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Yep.
Talk to you soon.
Yep.
We will take a break, be right back, and wrap things up right after this. It's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is a place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire Medina now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally. They're a family-owned local company conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They're the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com. For Brad John Bryant, Michael Bryant. Michael, what's up?
Dealing with another case where a person gave a statement to the adjuster because they thought the person was really friendly.
Is that a good idea?
Well, the problem is they know the law when they call you up. And while you're trying to be fair and you're trying to get help, the reality is there are questions you get asked that the way you answer them make a big difference. And people put themselves in trouble when they aren't in trouble. They didn't do anything wrong, but suddenly the adjuster's got a statement that can blow up their case completely.
What has caused people to be so untrustworthy, I guess is the best way I could put it? They take advantage.
Well, insurance companies have hired adjusters whose job it is to deal with unrepresented people. So they're supposed to kind of lure them in, call them every day, see how they're doing. And people are like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. Where the reality is they've kind of adjusted to their problem that they've got going on. So it's not that they're completely better, but the way they say it gets to be a problem. And that's why having somebody who can explain your rights, represent you, make sure that you understand the law before you give a statement can make a big difference in your case.
Michael Bryant, Brad Sean Bryant. Let us talk about Jack's, one of my favorite places to eat on the planet. Jack's, family owned since 1933, an original Minneapolis steakhouse, a place to celebrate and create memories for over 90 years. Just minutes from Target Field for a pre or post game meal, which is, when I was a younger man, I used to do that all the time. Now I still do it, but I don't do it 5 days a week like I used to. Perfect prime rib, serving steaks, chops, and fresh seafood. You can even net your own trout from Jack's Garden Stream and have it prepared for you minutes later. You can enjoy happy hour in a bar and on an award-winning patio Wednesday through Sunday. Private party rooms from $25 to $275, perfect for weddings, groom's dinner, business dinners, or all celebrations. Weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. Jack's, the godfather of Northeast. We are back to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen, and I will tell you one thing that I was very, very happy with that, because usually when you get 6 people on here at once, it's a disaster.
It was a bit messy at the beginning, but
it worked out beautifully.
We figured it out.
We learned a lot. Thank God.
A few people that were commenting on Dr. Aziz's audio.
Yes, could have been better.
Yeah, I'd like to have him on again with better audio. That'd be great.
It's hard because he was on his computer, so he might have had his audio on.
Yeah.
So he could hear, and then that feeds back.
Yeah.
So,
it's unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, you're having a doctor, a lawyer on at the same time, and then Scott coming on being very, very honest about being, affected by a disease and all the rest of it.
Oh, and his son.
Yeah, I know.
And his son taking his own life because he was schizophrenic. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and he said he went off his meds, and that's when it happened.
That's when it happened.
That's all it took is he stopped taking his meds, and
God.
But like he also said, the side effects are just too much to bear for a lot of people. I know for a lot of them, it basically just lobotomizes you.
Yeah, I suppose that's
some
true.
of those drugs. You just you can't think. You're just kind of like in a haze your entire life. And a lot of people, it's like, I think I'd rather be insane than live like this.
Well, I can tell you this. It's Thursday. The show's done, but you can be so happy. It's all the way up to 56 degrees.
Well,
I think this is just lasting through the weekend. I think it's going to get up to 80 here real soon. I think
it's supposed to start.
Is it?
Yeah, we're 10 degrees below average.
It's going to get up to 80 again?
I guess.
No way.
Yeah, that's what my app said, and my app is never wrong.
I'm seeing 76.
I got 78
like
next Friday.
Yeah, but I mean, that far out, you never know.
That's true. You never know.
I don't trust anything more than 3 days out.
I suppose that is true.
But next week it gets into the 70s.
Yeah.
But I must say, I got to tell you, as the host show and all that stuff, when I sit down and all of a sudden I see 6 people on the screen. I'm like, this ought to be interesting. Because it hardly ever works out.
Mm-hmm.
But that one did. That worked out very, very well, I thought.
I agree, Trevor. Bring on the cold. 60 to 70 is like perfect.
Mid 70s is perfect. Mid 70s.
There you go.
Is absolutely perfect.
There you go.
Or 80 with no humidity is perfect too.
No. All right, we have a show tomorrow. Now, who's on the show tomorrow?
I don't have anyone booked, but I'm going to be looking for.
I know people were just popping on all over the place.
Yeah,
I know. It's
what?
It's been a bit chaotic, but I'm going to be reaching out to see if I can maybe get a comedian on.
That's a good idea.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
That's not a bad plan. All right, that's going to do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Every time I hear the same reminds me how you talk in my door.